Hey guys, what's up? This is Teddy, aka bearRimshot's speaking. As a very special Christmas gift from me to you guys, I present to you all what are my thoughts on Super Smash Con. Now, for those who don't know what Super Smash Con is, Super Smash Con is a video game convention that is dedicated to one of my favorite video games to play, being Super Smash Brothers. Now you guys may be wondering, how did I hear of Super Smash Con? Now it all started way back in 2016 while I was enjoying my time at my very first MagFest, right? While I was at my very first MagFest, I was at my very first MagFest, I remember I came across some dudes who were running a booth dedicated to Super Smash Con, and then this is the moment where I would consider going there, though it wouldn't be until a year later. And when I went to Super Smash Con earlier this year, I must say I really had a great time. Now, as you can see right here, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, I bought it at Super Smash Con. Out of all the shirts that I've bought there this year, it would definitely have to be my personal favorite one I've bought, even up to this day. Now, another shirt I bought would be this one based on this one Rick and Morty episode where Rick. Now, you guys know this one Rick and Morty episode where Rick appears to be advocating to McDonald's to bring back this Szechuan sauce that McDonald's once served from when McDonald's was helped promoting Disney's Mulan. Yeah, I got that shirt as well. I'm not gonna lie when I say that. Anyways, I also did get to hear some string quartet music. I also did get to hear a string quartet play some video game music, in which my mom and I both actually enjoyed. Now, funny enough, my mom did buy some CDs of those albums. And when we were on our way back home, my mom and I both did play some string quartet covers of some video game songs. And to be honest, we enjoyed it very much. At least I enjoyed it as well, personally, but yeah. Anyways, and since I'm now talking about Super Smash Con, you guys may be wondering about whether or not did I ever get to play in any of the tournaments. Yes, I have. And sadly, I've lost. But it still didn't stop me from having fun. I also did get to check out some other fan games as well of Super Smash Bros. I did play some other games that exist besides the main Super Smash Bros. Games, like Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube, Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, and Super Smash Bros. 4 for the Wii U. I've also played some other games as well, though most of the other games that I'm playing are typically just nothing but major fan games of Super Smash Bros., like Super Smash Flash 2, Super Smash Bros. Crusade, and Super Clash Brothers. Now, when we speak about Super Clash Brothers alone, this was the first time I actually have ever heard about that game, to be very honest. When I played Super Clash Brothers, I enjoyed it as it is, though I personally did have some suggestions for me to give to this one guy who made the game named Jeremy, and whom you guys may know him more as J-Force Games. Must say, Jeremy's a very nice guy. I can assure you all that for a fact. No wonder why people would like to talk crap about that guy. I must say, Jeremy's a very nice guy. And if there's ever a character that you want to see in Super Clash Brothers, he will listen to you. No problem. I can assure you that for a fact. Even though, if there's ever a specific character whom you would have loved to see in Super Smash Bros. Well, but into something like Super Clash Brothers, he or she would have to have a sprite that already exists. I know it may sound stupid, but yeah, it's true. For any particular character to be in Super Clash Brothers, he or she has to have a sprite that already exists. And to make matters even better, when it comes to Super Clash Brothers, thankfully, he or she does not need to be from a video game to be in Super Clash Brothers. Meaning thus, yes, do expect some characters from some movies, some TV shows, some cartoons in general, and some comic books to be in Super Clash Brothers as well. I know in the bottom of my heart, I know characters such as Spider-Man and Batman will be appearing in Super Clash Brothers, as well as Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. And you know who else can likely be in Super Clash Brothers? You guys wouldn't believe me when I say this, but it's Master Chief. Yes, I know Master Chief is technically Microsoft, but still. Now, look, I can understand why a lot of you people wouldn't necessarily want to see someone like Master Chief to be in something like Super Smash Brothers. Considering the fact, well, he's Microsoft. It's just that, well, the reason why someone like Master Chief would ever be in something like Super Clash Brothers would all come down to the fact that, well, there's a sprite of him that exists. Which also clearly shows that Kratos from God of War can also be in it as well, considering how he, like Master Chief, did get a sprite that already exists. And like I said before, guys, for any particular character to be in Super Clash Brothers, he or she would need a sprite that already exists, that has already been created. So do also expect characters such as Master Chief and Kratos to be in it, as well as some non-video game characters as well. So for anybody who dare dream to play as any non-video game characters in a Super Smash Bros. Game, now is your lucky time, I will say. And also another thing that I also did get to buy myself at the marketplace would be a fourth wired GameCube controller. So that way, now another thing I also did get to buy myself at the marketplace would be a fourth wired GameCube controller. So that way, when I'm home with my family on weekends, when I do happen to have, like, let's say at least 3 friends coming over to my house, this is the moment where I can finally play 4-player GameCube games. In which, yes, people, it especially does include Super Smash Bros. Melee. As well, not only can I do 4 players on GameCube games that's capable of taking 4 players such as Super Smash Bros. Melee, but also I can do 4-player for any Wii games that are capable of using GameCube controllers as well, such as Super Smash Bros. Brawl, as well as Mario Kart Wii, as well as some Nintendo 64 games I can play on the virtual console, like Mario Kart 64 and the original Super Smash Bros. So if anybody's interested in playing playing a 4-player match against me, 3 against me in a game of the original Super Smash Brothers. You can do that if you like, but only on weekends. Anybody who want to play video games on a weekday, all I can say is no Johns. But yeah, seriously, no Johns on weekdays, please. I mean it. Why? Well, let's just say during the week, I'd be in a group home during the week. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Anyways, all joking aside, if I ever get myself a GameCube controller adapter, this means that not only can I do a 5-player match of Super Smash Brothers 4 on my Wii U, but also I can finally do 4-player matches for games such as Super Smash Flash 2 and Super Clash Brothers, as well as for any fan-made Super Smash Brothers games I can find that's capable of taking controllers like Super Smash Flash 2, Super Smash Brothers Crusade, and Super Clash Brothers. So yeah. And after recently hearing about this one new device called the Dreamcade Replay, where you can play retro games digitally, not just including consoles, but also including handhelds, arcade, and of course, one that I've been wanting to see happen for a while, PC. And yes, people, you've all heard that right. On the Dreamcade Replay, you can play classic console games, console handheld games, classic console games, classic handheld games, classic arcade games, and classic PC games. So anybody who may have fond memories with games such as Reader Rabbit, Clue Finders, Jumpstart, or Living Books, or any of that stuff, and if you're somebody who missed playing those games, playing games such as Reader Rabbit, Clue Finders, Jumpstart, Living Books, most Creative Wonders, any other Creative Wonders games, as well as any educational Disney games that exist, such as the Disney Animated Storybooks series, any of the Activity Center games, as well as Disney Villains' Revenge, or any of the educational Mickey Mouse and Winnie the Pooh games that exist. Chances are you're in for a surprise. And I mean it. I really, 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 really do mean it. Anyway, I know I may be off topic, but hear me out when I say this. That for when I do get myself a Dreamcade Replay, I would consider getting myself not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4 wired Xbox 360 controllers. Yeah, I feel it makes a whole lot of sense for me to be able to use an Xbox 360 controller, a wired one to be more precise, for me to be able to play classic games for nostalgia. And, yeah. And also another thing I also did is when I went to Super Smash Con this year, I also did eat some chocolate covered pretzels. I must say they were delicious. So if you love chocolate just as much as I do, you guys should consider trying some chocolate covered pretzels. They're really good, not gonna lie. Even if they're sweet and unhealthy. But still, you get the idea. If you know me, You know I love chocolate. Anyways, I also managed to meet someone in whom, whom has made drawings of Nintendo characters portrayed as if they were religious figures. I must say that was interesting. I must say, and and another thing that I enjoy. Another thing also worth talking about Super Smash Con this year would be now when I went during my hotel time, I did not get to go swimming as much during that same weekend as much as I like to. Though I did a bit of swimming and I did work out at the fitness center. And I especially remember when I came back when my mom and I both came back to the hotel. I believe Friday or Saturday night. During Saturday night, I especially remember looking at the news about of how that something dangerous happened. Something dangerous happened in Virginia. But thankfully, based on where my mom and I were, we were safe. At least I was safe where I was, and so was my mom when she was there as well. Anyways, and another interesting thing that also happened, anything else interesting worth talking about? When I went to Super Smash Con this year, I've tried finding somebody whom I can consider commissioning to do a drawing of Disney versus Dr. Seuss, which would have been in the style of Marvel versus Capcom. Only this time you would have Disney characters battling against Dr. Seuss characters. Because if you know me personally, especially creatively in this case, you know that I am a huge Disney fan. Not only am I a huge Disney fan, but also I am a huge Dr. Seuss fan as well. I love Dr. Seuss, so much so that when my oldest cousin Jackie had her bat mitzvah back in 2004, she put me at the Cat in the Hat table. Not only that, when it comes to my love for Dr. Seuss in general, that is the actual reason why the fridge I would ever want to be around with someone like Morgan. Now, the reason why I would ever want to be around with someone like Morgan Ledger is because, well, if you've been watching him a lot, at least most of the videos that he made where he talks about Dr. Seuss, you are more than likely to know that Morgan is also a Dr. Seuss fan, a huge Dr. Seuss fan, just like me. Yes, I know there are other things that Morgan likes as well, like Planet of the Apes, The Muppets, Rick and Morty, and Mystery Science Theater 3000. But that still should not excuse the fact that Morgan is also a huge Dr. Seuss fan, just like me. Even if he may not be a fan of most of the Dr. Seuss movies, but still, you get the idea. Anyways, back onto this Disney versus Dr. Seuss commission I've been trying to make. When it comes to Disney versus Dr. Seuss, I've tried doing it, but it never happened. Then I did it again at New York Comic Con this year, but that never happened either. But I'm working on it, I will say. And when I do this commission of Disney versus Dr. Seuss, I want to make sure that I'm using characters not just from Walt Disney Animation Studios, but also including Disney TV, Pixar, and of course, Disney Toon Studios. And we're talking more of the pre-2008 catalog, starting from DuckTales the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp, going all the way up to The Little Mermaid Ariel's beginnings. As this is when Disney Toon Studios was actually really, really good. Even if Disney Toon Studios did occasionally make some bad movies like The Return of Jafar, Mulan 2, and Beauty and the Beast Belle's Magical World. I mean, if you can ignore these particular movies, you will see that Disney Toon Studios Disney has made some really good sequels. Films like The Rescuers Down Under, Fantasy 2000, Return to Neverland, The Jungle Book 2, Lion King of Thieves, the 2 Lion King sequels that exist, Cinderella 3, Twist in Time, and all that stuff. And even Bambi 2 as well. Yeah. And yes, I know The Rescuers Down Under, Fantasia 2000 are both done by Walt Disney Animation Studios, and yes, I know both Wreck-It Ralph 2 and Frozen 2 are both going to be will both be done at Walt Disney Animation Studios as well instead of Disney Toon Studios as well. Even if you leave a Disney sequel be done at Disney Toon Studios instead of Walt Disney Animation Studios, it still makes no difference. When you leave a Disney movie fall under the hands of Disney Toon Studios, it's still Disney. Just like of how Walt Disney Animation Studios is Disney. So I don't see how it makes any difference between a Walt Disney Animation Studios film and a Disney Toon Studios film. They both count as Disney films. It's not like as if it were to be like DreamWorks or Illumination, nor even Video Brinquedo for that matter. Anyways, anything else interesting I have to mention? Oh, right, and also I did ran by the MagFest people for some reason, and when I actually did so, I did get to play some GoldenEye. I must say that was fun to do. And, anything else interesting I have to tell? Yes. When I personally met up with McLeod Gaming, aka the people behind the Super Smash Flash games, I remember there was this one dude who I remember I was having a conversation with one of the guys at McLeod Gaming in regards to the future of Super Smash Flash 2, right? And I've been wondering whether or not they would offer things like DLC. And this one guy did tell me that one of the dudes who worked on Super Smash Bros. 2 told me that it's too soon to talk about. And then I did, for some reason, bring up My Little Pony. And I told him I just knew what would happen with My Little Pony. And when I did, for some reason, bring up My Little Pony for some weird reason, he would then tell me, and I quote, "If you ever see anyone suggest any non-video game characters to be in things like Super Smash Brothers, it wouldn't be anyone from My Little Pony event, apparently." And this is one of those many reasons why I personally never really liked the idea of having to include things like My Little Pony for something like Epic Battles. And I know some of you may think that the only reason why I never really liked the idea of including My Little Pony characters for something like Epic Battles is all because of Azuchi Guardian. It's all because of Azuchi Guardian's idiocy when he humiliated me for when I became a brony because of that. Because of that particular character conclusion. Technically, that is not true. I've already addressed this in my 4th Mystic Code Awards vlog, that there was more to why I personally disapprove the use of My Little Pony characters in epic battles in the first place than just Azuchi Guardian's idiocy. Of course, you have this one video in which my all-time favorite reviewer Animat once made where he experimented to see whether or not he's a brony. Turns out he's not. So much so that when Animat did get to review both Equestria Girls and the new My Little Pony movie that recently came out, he gave it negative ratings. He would be very harsh to those particular movies every time we see Animat review a My Little Pony movie. Not only that, but also when Haimitude... But also there is also the factor of how that when Haimitude once did this video where when Haimitude did confess about the fact that he's not a brony. And then you've also got how the entire Downfall parody community felt. And for those who don't know, yes, people, I love Downfall parodies so much that I've yet to become an underganger for when I'm done making casual reviews of Bear's was a public apology, and I mean it, people. And then, of course, you have what the Super Smash Brothers community is usually like when it comes to the inclusion of things like My Little Pony. As well as this one joke that Morgan Ledger did toss out in his 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T review as well. Also marks a really good reason why I never really liked the idea of inclusion of My Little Pony characters in the first place, as well as after seeing that someone like Morgan Ledger would have issues hanging out with bronies in general. As well as the fact of how that, for those who may not have noticed, sadly, yes, there have been a lot of Animat fans in whom dare idolize, whom have dare been wanting to be like Azuchi Guardian, all there, Justin Bieber style. You've all heard that right, people. You have a lot of Animat fans who would try to be just like, who are wanting to be just like Azuchi Guardian, all there, Justin Bieber style. Granted, at least not every single Animat fan would want to be like that dirtbag, that sick nerf herder, that sick man-child. Yeah, you get the idea. Now, when it comes to that, that's what's been bugging me about those many Animat fans that exist. Granted, at least not every Animat fan would consider idolizing Azuchi Guardian's idiocy, as you do have some of those whom are choosing not wanting to be like Azuchi Guardian, like Mike Mixtape, for example. I know, shocking for some of you Animat fans to think that Mike Mixtape would not want to be around as someone like Azuchi Guardian, but it's the truth. I've personally talked to Mike myself about that. And if you ever, and just a warning to any Animat fans who do come talking to Mike Mixtape about Azuchi Guardian, you're more than welcome to do that, but he can, and will likely tell you how big of a troublemaker Azuchi Guardian can be. I'm not lying, people. It's true. It's all true. And also, anybody who believes that I was either lying about Mike Mixtape, stalking Morgan Ledger, making rape threats, or liking dramas is clearly going to get in a lot of serious trouble with the following people. Nicholas Sentra, Nicholas Sentra's mother, Dante DeJesus, the entire Epic Battles community, and most shockingly of the bunch enough, Mike Mixtape. Just like what Azuchi Guardian already did after Azuchi Guardian decided to be such a big baby about when I personally have had to hire my dear good friend Nicholas Sentra, aka Banana Gamer 105, to be my new editor for my review show, as well as after Azuchi Guardian would dare come humiliating me for when I had personally had to become a brony just because I did something with My Little Pony creatively, from when I did have to include those characters in epic battles, and after having to constantly give me a lot of constantly disrespecting me creatively, not just in regards to epic battles, but also more importantly in regards to casual reviews of bearRimshot, in which should probably explain why the Azuchi Guardian had to be a main villain in Epic Battles 4, I guess. So anyways, as well as after, of course, when Azuchi Guardian did belittle Haimitude for having a different opinion based on a video I personally previously did of him. And let me say this. Now I know this video is supposed to be, now I know I'm supposed to be talking more about my thoughts on Super Smash Con, but I guess I have no choice but to have to do it. Anyways. Why, Azuchi Guardian? Why did you have to belittle Haimitude for having a different opinion based on this one video I did of him? Now, look, Azuchi. Now, having a different opinion based on a video in general is one thing. However, getting all angry about if somebody has a different opinion is not cool, man. Seriously. Everybody's entitled to have different opinions no matter what. Which explains why reviews exist. Seriously, think about it. If it weren't for the capability of being able to form different opinions, then there would be no such thing as reviews in general. And that's the key reason why reviews in general exist. We the people have the capability of being able to form different opinions. And that's the main reason why I wanted to make my own review show in the first place. I mean, I'm not only here to entertain you guys, but also to enlighten your days, and to make you all feel good. And of course, I'm here to form my own opinions, even if some of you may not agree with me. I'm fine. It's totally okay if, it's totally fine if you guys may not always agree with me on certain things. We all have different opinions, and we all have different tastes. Just that if I have a different opinion for whatever reason, please don't be a jerk about it. And also, please no Johns either, is all I ask. So, yeah. And anything else interesting I need to tell? Well, I guess that's all I can pretty much think of. Overall, Super Smash Con was a fun one, though I can do better next year. Other than that, still had fun nevertheless. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I will see you all next year when I do get to vlog my thoughts on MagFest. And before I close this video off, I bet all of you are probably wondering, where is the next casual reviews of bearRimshot episode? If I had to be completely honest with you guys, I decided to release it on March 6, 2018. Why, you guys may ask? Well, if I had to be completely honest with you guys, it's kind of a long story. But to keep this long story short, personal matters I personally had to take care of. Not necessarily me personally, but certain people in whom I've hired on to my review show. Not going to say any names, and I'm not going to say what they would be doing either. Sorry, Zooch. Not cool. So, no Johns to that. And, so yeah. And besides, when we speak about March 6th, not only is it the day where that would mark when I personally have had my bar mitzvah, whether you all like it or hate it, but also it marked the day when the original Epic Battles first came out. So somehow it made sense to release the next casual reviews of bearRimshot on March 6th, as March 6, 2018 instead. So save the day, people. This is Teddy signing out. Bye-bye, and also, no Johns! Seriously, no Johns. No Johns. No Johns!